Hello, you're listening to WBCR 90.3 FM Beloit. Welcome back to Beloit Circus Jams, hosted by yours truly, Julianna. And on this week of My Friends and Their Chaotic Music Tastes, we have a new guest, Mari.
I didn't know it was chaotic music taste. Hi there.
Yeah, I'm very happy to have you on the show.
Thank you, I'm happy to be here.
A little background into the introduction. This radio show started because my friend group and I made a huge playlist called Beloit Jams. And it's just every single song all of us know ever.
That is every single song you know.
That we can
How
think
big
of.
is that Spotify playlist?
Oh my goodness, let me see.
It's too big.
Too big.
It's a bit obnoxious. Hold on.
Okay.
5,308 songs.
5,308
And it really
songs.
hasn't been updated in 2 years.
Is Crazy Frog in there?
I'm sure it is.
Okay, Crazy Frog.
Nora would have added it.
Thank you, Nora, for adding Crazy Frog in there.
Right?
Yeah.
But yeah.
I was actually thinking of making this whole episode Crazy Frog themed, but
Really?
I didn't want to go too over the top with it, so
I appreciate
I'm glad we could get at least one Crazy Frog reference into this
Of
radio
course,
show.
yeah. But yeah, so I was like, oh my goodness, I could do a radio show. What on earth would I do? And my friend Lila was like, oh, yo, you could just make it based on that playlist. And I was like, okay, yeah. So it all stemmed from that, ergo, the chaotic music taste. Because if you put that bad boy on shuffle,
Yeah?
you're getting classical, you're getting
absolutely
Christmas, you're getting Crazy Frog.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I feel like I could add so many songs to this, possibly. Man. Wait, is that in one of the... Is that in where could I find that?
I think it's in our group chat, but I might throw it in there again.
Yeah, somebody send that to me so I can be sure to add any missed Crazy Frog
Oh,
jams.
absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. All right, why don't you tell us what you've brought us this week?
I have brought us this week 7 songs in particular that I have in the past envisioned to be either great movie intros or outros. These are 7 songs that I love. I have learned to love them over time through many memories. A lot of it is high school, but these songs really I've sat through and listened to and been like, what could a good movie scene be with these? And I think about movie scenes in particular. I don't really know why. They're just fun to think of and what that movie might be like.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right, the first song you have up first is Seven Seas of Rhye by Queen.
Yes. So should I talk about that now or should I talk about it after we listen to the song?
We can do it after.
Okay, how about that?
All right, let's give it a listen.
Your very soul
that was Seven Seas of Rye by Queen. Mari,
Yeah.
take it away.
I love that song. So I first heard that song in my junior year of high school during quarantine. I wanted to do a little more of a Queen binge because, you know, it felt cool to like their most popular hits, but I felt like I didn't really know the nitty and gritty of their stuff.
Yeah.
And I'd heard a while before one of their songs that's not so popular, but it's called Princesses of the Universe, and it's literally one of the coolest songs ever. So I was like, okay, I gotta listen to more of them, and Seven Seas of Rye, like, blew me away. It was so cool. I envisioned this as a movie opener, like the opening credits going between the names and then the scenes of some sort of Viking comedy. I think in the style of What We Do in the Shadows would be really cool, like even directed by Taika Waititi, because maybe even some Thor Ragnarok vibes in there. Just a cool Viking comedy epic, which would be really, really fun.
Oh, yeah.
And it's in D major, which is a really powerful key, and one that's really utilized. Actually, I think like 4 of these 7 songs are in the key of D major because it's really, really good, very effective at delivering a cool vibe or a sad vibe or a one of maybe nostalgia, but it's really easy to play at the same time. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I love this song.
That's
so
really
much.
cool.
Yeah, it moves very fast.
Yes. It was only 2.5 minutes.
Yes.
It was like, whoa, only a minute long.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. What do you think about this song? Do you have any thoughts? I don't know, like, what the dialogue between these should
No, it's
be.
all good. I usually just work off of the guest and whatnot, but
Sure.
I do usually interject a little now and then.
Okay.
But I was saying while the song was playing that this is one of the Queen songs that I don't really remember, because I'm sure I've heard it before, because my folks like to listen to Queen every now and then, but it's just one I didn't know, and so I love when I get to hear new songs from an artist that I know I like.
Yeah. Queen is so spectacular, and, like, I think I could, at any moment, like, name at least 10 of their hits.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they're so cool, and they have so many hits, and I feel like I don't hear them talked about at the same level as, like, the Beatles or as, like, the Rolling Stones, and maybe they weren't quite there, but man, when I think about how popular each of these bands' discography is, even still now, Queen is certainly up there when it comes to, like, those 70s artists.
Right? Just using my platform, I mean, it has 48 million listeners.
Yeah, man.
Monthly.
Queen does, yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Wow.
They're still hitting it, you know?
They're still hidden, yeah, for sure.
All right.
So the next song, this next song is called Every Few Days. It's by Theo Katzman off of his first album, Romance Without Finance. I first heard this song in my senior year of high school. I decided I'll talk a little bit about the songs before and after. It's really good. It's also in the key of D major, and I imagine this as more of the intro to a coming-of-age movie. There's a slower part of the song where you can also imagine, like, 2 people sitting on the bed talking about, like, what's happening. And so, yeah, movie intro for a coming-of-age movie.
All right, let's give it a listen.
Every few days, the floor needs sweeping. nothing more. As much as I let it, and nothing more.
That was Every Few Days by Theo Katzman.
Oh,
Mari, take it away.
Love that song. So that I first heard my senior year of high school. This was another music artist that I figured I'd listen to a lot of him that I really loved, but I hadn't listened to enough. So I listened to a lot of his stuff, and I actually have a tattoo on my body of 4 songs. Theo Katzman, the artist of the song, he is one of them. I have his song, The Death of Us. Recently, on December 30th last year, just a couple months ago, I went to see Lake Street Dive, who I have one of their songs in coming up as well. Yeah. I saw them perform in Chicago, and he was their opener, Theo Katzman. And honestly, I thought he did just as well, if not a little better than they did. I might have a little bit of bias just because I love him even more. Mm-hmm. But he was so good, so good. He has such great energy, and some of his stuff is really what I think some of my first steps were in getting a good, proper music taste that I look upon with pride right now. Yeah.
And what would you say that is, your music taste?
My music taste?
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. I like funk. I've been getting into a lot more R&B and metal. There's a surprising amount of overlap between those, which is really, really cool. Classical music as well is big for me. That's kind of my roots there. I like prog rock as well. Mm-hmm. Anything that has complex music going for it. I'm not super into lyrics, I'll be honest. If you shouldn't be trying to listen to the lyrics super well here. I think what's more important is how the instrumentals just make you feel. But, this song is about being downed by life, because, life is rough sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And what else about this? Yeah, another song in D major. This was, again, utilized that easy D major, but it's honestly a little bit sharper. You can kind of hear it, so it's got just a little bit more edge to it, a little more of that nostalgic vibe to it that I might have mentioned previously. Mm-hmm. And I think it's a great song to start a walk. Same with the last song. I think this is a great song. Like, when you leave your house and this starts playing, you're ready to start the day.
I'm curious for the overlap between songs that make for good intros of movies and songs that make for good starts of walks.
Dude, it's probably 100%, at least 90%.
Yeah. All right. The next song you have up for us is "Daddy He Got a Tesla" by Wolfpack.
Yeah, this is by Wolfpack. So Theo Katzman is actually he's one of the 4 main members of this band. I would say he's the drummer, because most of the time he drums, but every one of them is a multi-instrumentalist, so he kind of just does whatever they need. He's also kind of the main singer, so kind of the lead singer, kind of the drummer, kind of plays guitar and piano. Mm-hmm. He's super talented, but I could go on about him. But yeah, he's part of this band called Wolfpack. I first heard this song, "Daddy You Got a Tesla," during my sophomore year of high school. This band changed my life. And I'd say, what else? Oh yeah, it's in the key of F major. Not too much to say about that quite yet. Mm-hmm. And I imagine this, I need to admit to you, I actually lied a little bit, because this is also doubling, these songs are actually doubling as songs that could be great for short films. Because I imagine this as a song in a short film. So it could either be an intro, or it could be a prison escape scene.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right, let's give it a listen then. That was Daddy He Got a Tesla by Wolfpack. Mari, take it away.
Oh man, I always take it away. Don't you have? Tell me what did you think about that?
I thought it was really fun.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of how all the instruments work together. I like you were talking about the basses. The bass in that was really good. It was hard to not move my head throughout the entire thing.
Yeah, Wolfpack was my jam back in quarantine. I was talking about this off camera, or not camera, off mic. I guess I should talk about it a little bit here. But yeah, I loved Wolfpack. I got into them in early 2020, right after I got into Theo Katzman, because my friend Tanner got me into Theo, and then I mentioned Theo Katzman to my math teacher at the time, and he said, well, he's part of this great band called Wolfpack.
Oh, sick.
And so that's how I got into Wolfpack, and they were I loved them so much. This song, I think, again, is a great prison escape sequence. I said it could be like a Blues Brothers meets Ocean's 8 type of vibe, where it's cutting between. There's not much dialogue in the scene, maybe hardly any dialogue in the scene at all, but the music could be playing over the loudspeaker in the prison. Cuts between these two guys who are walking. There's crazy fights going on in the cafeteria between prisoners and guards, just trying to keep the chaos. And it's I love this song. It's
really
so much
good.
fun. Yeah. What else do I have to say about it? I put down some notes here. Maybe at the very end, they are escaping in a car. So that's the thing. I don't know what much more you could do with a movie like that, because I think that would just be very good as a short film.
It would.
Maybe it could be a good intro for a Blues Brothers type movie, but yeah, that's what I think about that.
We need more movies like the Blues Brothers. That was really great.
We do. I think so. Do you... I'm trying to think of other movies like the Blues Brothers. Do you know any movies like the Blues Brothers?
Again, I haven't seen it in years, so it's hard to remember even to begin with, but...
Who played Princess Leia? 'Cause she was in that movie.
Carrie Fisher?
Carrie Fisher.
Yeah.
She like, didn't she fire a bazooka into a shop in that? Yeah.
It was wonderful.
That was awesome. That was like Carrie Fisher at her very best. I think if the Blues Brothers started off with Daddy You Got a Tesla, like an actual scene of them escaping, that'd be so sick. I'd love that.
Make an already good movie just even better.
So hey, maybe this doesn't need to be a short film. Maybe it just can be a really great intro for a Blues Brothers movie. Yeah. Meets Ocean's 8. So Ocean's 2. Blues 2.
Blues 2 was crazy.
Blues 2. No, it really doesn't. We could go on to the next song.
Before we get to that, we have a little read from our producer on the chair, Allison. What do you have to tell us about what's going on campus?
Take it away.
Okay, hi. I mentioned this last time, I think. But it's officially starting next week, so I want to shout it out again. There's a French film festival happening in Beloit on campus next week. It's called the Albertine Cinématique / Beloit College. I don't know why it's called that. It's a ridiculously long name. But it's got 3 very fun, very cool movies coming up next week at 7:15, the Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So that's the 26th, 27th, and 28th. They're all in the Weisberg in the Powerhouse. Just a really big auditorium. Should be easy to find. And I can give a basic rundown of the 3 ones that we have. On Wednesday, it's Benel and Adama, which is a love story in a remote Senegalese village. Thursday the 27th is Disco Boy, which is about a young Belarusian joining the French army, and it's a little bit of critique of French government systems. And then you've got Passages on the 28th, which is one of them that I'm in charge of. It's about a turbulent love triangle.
Ooh.
Yeah, so if any of those sound interesting, please come check them out. I would love people to show up because they're really cool, and don't worry, they all have subtitles.
Thank you.
Allison. All right. Mari, the next song you have up for us is Harmonious Dream
Yeah,
by The War on Drugs.
The War on Drugs. So this is another band. So the tattoo on my arm that Theo Katzman is a part of, I have 4 songs that are they're like a song that's playing in a queue. And so the Theo Katzman song is the first one. The 4th one down is a song by The War on Drugs called In Chains. But this song I chose is from their album that came out after I Don't Live Here Anymore. And this song is called Harmonious Dream. I first heard this in my senior year of high school, and it got me through drives to physical therapy in the morning. I didn't go through some terrible tragedy, but I was going through physical therapy and a lot of mental and emotional stuff during the time. And
Sure.
so this album helped me out a lot, and this song is just awesome. This is the first band I ever saw live as well, and it's another song in D major. It uses a lot of that nostalgia vibe that I think Every Few Days does, and I think this is the final scene of a coming-of-age movie. Maybe it could be along with Every Few Days, you know?
All right, let's give it a listen.
I can't escape this memory. It's like a dream, it's got me up all night again. And you're all that I can see. But I've been here before, I've crossed so many roads. Never needed more than I could hold. Running and returning. In a vision, you're a ghost in black and white, a silhouette in blue and green.
That was Harmonious Dream by The War on Drugs.
Yeah,
That
great
was
song.
a really good song.
Yeah, right? Yeah. So that's super movies, and a lot of storylines are wrapped up in that moment.
Yeah.
Again, the D major, but there was a lot of reliance on the on certain chord structures in there that made it more of a, nostalgic kind of wrapping up the movie feeling.
Yeah.
I talked about that a little bit, like the musicality of it, but there's that one part about halfway through the song when it changes up a little bit, adds in an acoustic guitar, and then also a country guitar that's mirroring what the acoustic guitar is doing.
Yeah.
Giving, there's a bit of country in there. There's some of that synth that gives 80s retro vibes, kind of breakfast. I think of Breakfast Club a little bit.
Say that, yeah.
I think of Breakfast Club a little bit when I think of this. I didn't really love this song. I liked it a lot, but I didn't love it up until my first year of college when I took the train home from college, because I would take it via Metro.
Yeah.
The rides would always be, it'd be dark outside, and you'd get to see the barely illuminated landscape. And, Illinois isn't the prettiest state to look at,
Sure.
but it was something nice to look at. And this song playing during those, like during a train or a road trip or something, this song, especially in the evening time, just hits so hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good. I think this would be great for an emotional montage of characters, maybe tying story ends and looking at the sky.
Yeah.
It would be long. It wouldn't have to be 6 minutes necessarily, but hey, maybe some way into the song it just cuts to credits and you can listen to the rest of the song that way. For people who are really feeling the jams, but
Exactly.
yeah. I love that song.
It's so good.
Yeah, The War on Drugs. Oh yeah, I talked as well about this off radio, but off mic. But my sister is the one. My older sister Emma is the one who introduced me to The War on Drugs, this band, and they're so important to me. They have so much importance, not just because of how much inspiration they've had on my music taste, but just how good they are. Really, I call them dad rock. They really are. Mm-hmm. They're the most dad rock I can listen to while being, I think, open to listening to the dad rock. I don't know if I should put down dad rock, though. Dad rock is pretty awesome.
It can be pretty fun.
What do you listen to any dad rock bands?
I do, yeah. I listen to live Stone Temple Pilots.
Okay, yeah.
Not as much Creed, but
No.
I found a couple of the old songs. I was playing one of those songs before the session started. But yeah, I really like the way this is played. And when the synth came in, you were talking about how it has that 80s feel.
Yeah.
And I love that in songs. Mm-hmm. But then it layered it with the acoustic guitar at that one point, and that blew my mind.
Yeah.
I love
It's nice.
the combination.
Yeah. They're really musically... this certainly was not the most intricate song ever, but sometimes you can just tell... Oh, sorry, a little water went down the wrong pipe. You can tell when people are like really masters of their craft. Yeah. And even if they're holding back, they're still really, really talented, and this is a great example of that. Mm-hmm. I want to shout out a band I was thinking of adding to this list, Semisonic. In terms of being a good dad band, they made Closing Time. Yeah. They have some other great, great songs that kind of give War on Drugs vibes a little bit. Okay. They're kind of, I think, like 90s, late 2000s. Yeah. Or like... maybe 90s, early 2000s vibe for me that I like. So yeah, that and The War on Drugs are really good if you want to get into that.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, next song you have up for us is Evilest
so
Man
excited.
by King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. My current favorite band. They're so good.
How come? Why are they your favorite?
They are some of the most prolific writers of songs ever. They're so good. They are so amazing. They're like if Pink Floyd had a more modern sort of indie rock. They take Pink Floyd's psychedelia and then they add so much of prog rock. They add funk. Every single one of their albums is a different genre of rock. So just recently, they've announced they're starting an album where they have an orchestra, like a full orchestra with. Yes, no, it's crazy.
That's awesome.
Yes, they've made orchestra, any type of rock you could want. Before that, they had a sort of like kind of country fusion.
That's
it was
sick.
so cool. They've made 2 thrash metal albums.
Okay.
They've made folk music. Their earliest stuff is garage.
Okay.
And then there's always like psychedelic vibes that go through it.
Yeah.
They have a couple like Beastie Boys type vibes on their one album, Omnium Gatherum, which is what this song is from, Evilest Man. And so I love this song so much. I first heard this late fall of my sophomore year of college, which was my first year at Beloit, so last school year. It's in A major or A minor, depending on when it is.
Yeah.
And A major is a very good adventuring kind of vibe song, especially when there's a good beat backing it the whole time. And this has a really great beat backing it the whole time. It feels super adventurous. And I imagine this, I'm going to say the storyline before because it's a longer song. This is 7.5 minutes, so be ready. Got to drink some water before I say. But this, I imagine, is like a band of adventurers, like rogues, flying through space, trying to get some ancient artifact or a gem crystal, something in a cave on a weird planet, and they're being pursued by a dangerous space mob. And so you can imagine a lot of the weird synth sounds as lasers and stuff. I like to imagine it starts off they're being chased, montage of laser and synth fighting, and then they find a planet in the second verse and delve into it. They get alerted that they're being pursued more by this space mafia or whatever. They go into the cave, find the gem, and leave as they're being attacked again. And in the final bouts of weird synth wildness, they're being beamed up by a police spaceship.
Yeah.
So again, this could either be the intro or it could be a short film. I think this would be an amazing animated short film. Like imagining if they got the Spider-Verse animators on this, or like I don't know if you're familiar with NSP or TWRP, they have this really awesome song called it's not Phantom Racer, it's I'm forgetting the name, but they have a couple of songs that are animated to space battle kind of storylines, and they're really cool. So anyway, I'll stop padding out time here. Evilist.
No, you're good. All right, let's give it a listen.
is in the newspaper. I feel so sad from what I see. Misinformation around me. I have no faith in what I read. The tabloids and the TV screen. I see it just as clear as the high definition images. As every law must his arms be to span the distance he can reach. Should make all our four corners square. We're in his conservative land. I wonder if he knows this song. Probably read before it was done. He probably hacked my phone. I'll change the locks when I get home.
That was Evilest Man by King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
Oh my gosh, love that song.
So good.
That's one of my favorite songs from the album. I'd say it's my second favorite behind their intro song, which is an 18-minute jam session called The Dripping Tap, which is...
Ooh!
Yeah, this album was pretty experimental. This came out in 2021, I think, so a lot of experimenting from the band's band head, Stu McKenzie.
Mm-hmm.
Stu did a lot of experimenting with... just different genres of not even rock. Again, they made like 2 Beastie Boys kind of parodies in this album. So this was more techno vibes. They've done more techno than this. Of course they have. But this is, I think this is one of their best fusions. The whole album, I think, is one of their best fusions of their weird King Gizzard alt vibe and techno here. So they're super talented. I definitely recommend getting into them because they probably, if you like any genre of rock, they probably have something that you will like. Yeah, so again, Space Pirates.
Yeah.
Again, this song isn't about space pirates necessarily, but there's so much potential for it to be space pirates. How could... I just don't see why somebody hasn't come along and made a music video out of this. This isn't even that celebrated of a song of theirs, even though it's such a banger. No, like they have so much awesome discography. I've listened to every single one of their albums, like full through. Yeah. And this is not nearly as talked about as some of their other stuff. They're crazy, crazy good, and they definitely take the cake for my favorite band right now because they're so prolific. In I think it was 2017, they came out with 6 albums alone.
What?
Yes.
How? Yeah. That's insane.
I don't know because they are so talented. There were 7 of them originally. Then one of their drummers left, and now that drummer is the head of the the studio that King Gizzard works for.
Yeah.
So produces labels out of. Yeah, so Flight B 741 is their sort of country fusion. Silver Cord was pretty techno. Before that was Petrodragonic Apocalypse or Dawn of Eternal Night. That was a crazy thrash album. Changes is jazz fusion. Laminated Denim is more psychedelic. Ice Death, Planets, Lungs, Mushrooms, and Lava is crazy, like funk jazz fusion. Omnium Gatherum is more techno as well. Butterfly 3001 was a compilation of remixes to songs that were in their album Butterfly 3000, which is the first song that came out, or first album that really came out of stuff made during COVID. LW came right after KG. KG and LW are microtonal albums. So 2 of their 3 microtonal albums, Chunky Shrapnel and one of their other Live from San Francisco, those are live albums. Infest the Rat's Nest is their first thrash album. Fishing for Fishies is their kind of Louisiana type country vibes there. Gumboot Soup is just a mix of all of their songs that didn't make it into their list of 6 2017 albums. Polygon Wonderland is my favorite album of theirs. I love it so much. It is perfect psychedelic rock, in my opinion. Sketches of Brunswick East is jazz. Murder of the Universe is kind of, what's it called? Indie hard rock.
Okay.
Flying Microtonal Banana is more indie, or more of that. Nonagon Infinity is like where it gets super indie hard rock, almost getting to metal, but that was early. That was like 2016. Paper Mache Dream Balloon is folk. Quarters is pretty jammy. I'd say the same about In Your Mind. I'm In Your Mind Fuzz, but I'm In Your Mind Fuzz is a little more psychedelic. Oddments is getting more into garage rock. Float Along, Fill Your Lungs is jam. Eyes Like the Sky is a country narrative talking about a fake kind of Wild West story. And 12 Bar Brews, along with their first album, which it doesn't seem like we can see,
No.
are super garage grunge.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I went on a long tangent there. I don't know how much more time we have, but I love them. Okay. TWRP Typhoon Turnpike is the second to last song. This is another short film animated.
Okay.
I view this as super like what's it called? What was the racing anime? Speed Racer.
Oh.
Yes, this is Super Speed Racer. This is a band called Twerp, which is like funk, modern funk.
Okay.
Takes a lot of Japanese rock, like from Cassiopeia primarily. They're awesome. I think this could be either an ending or a short film, and this is like a D major,
Ooh,
lively.
Hey.
And yeah, short film. I think it's like, sorry, hold on.
You good?
I imagine it's like a small protagonist versus a bunch of larger comical opponents,
Ooh.
like in a racing scenario, like Mario Kart kind of.
All right.
So there you go.
Let's give it a listen.
Yes.
was Typhoon Turnpike by Twerp. Mari, take it away.
Yeah, Twerp. Twerp is one of the first bands I'm surprised it's actually not tattooed on my body. I just don't think I could choose a single song from them that I like the most. Their full name used to be Tupperware Remix Party, but then they got in trouble with the Tupperware brand. So they're just Twerp now, TWRP. They've made so many cool albums. This is from their album Return to Wherever. Definitely up there as one of my favorite. If it's not first place, it's second place. I really, really love it. There's tons of songs from this album that I love. Again, it's D major. It's a fast pace. Really keeps it going. Drums lively. There's also the whistle in there that I love, which I think really helps to accentuate the vibes of what this song is going for. And I know we don't have too much more time, so I think I'm just going to leave it at that. Just imagine a little guy, your favorite little guy who's racing to get to the finish line. And the last song that we're going to end it...
Before we get there, is there something on campus you'd like to shout out?
Yes, absolutely. So I actually am running an event as the, I'm the vice president of ABC, which is the substance-free organization that we have on campus. I'm running an event on Saturday from 2:30 to 4 o'clock. It's called Dino Dating. So if you've ever seen the speed dating format, you're not actually going to be speed dating, but you draw a dinosaur from a hat and then you get 10, maybe 15 minutes to research that dinosaur, get to really know it. And then we'll have some chairs set up facing each other and people will go between each other, having researched their dinosaurs a little bit, and you'll give your rundown of why you should be this person's dino date. And of course the date doesn't need to come out of it. It's just a fun little experiment. But definitely just an excuse as well for people to learn a little more about dinosaurs, which are my absolute favorite thing ever.
Yeah. All right. And now the final song you have.
Yes, the final song is called Rental Love, and it's by Lake Street Dive, which is the band that Theo Katzman opened for. This is a song in A major. I think it's the final scene to a love story, romantic comedy.
All right.
Loose ends are tied in this scene. Protagonist is winning while ex-BF realizes how badly he ruined things. I think this is also a great song to cook to. It's the first. Oh, it's also a song I first heard last summer while driving to work.
Ooh, all right.
Please enjoy Rental Love by Lake Street Dive.
Of your love was all that you gave up, but I wanted it all. I wanted it all.
that was Run to Love by Lake Street Dive. Mari, what do you have to say about
Yeah,
that?
if I could sing like Rachel Price in the modern day, I think the greatest songwriter, like lyricist, in my opinion, is Adrienne Lenker. Her solo stuff is amazing, but her stuff with Big Thief is amazing. But if there's a greatest singer out right now, Rachel Price is the lead singer of this band, is absolutely phenomenal. She sings just as well in person, and their vibe in like live was infectious. So good. And I think this would just be such a fantastic, like when she really is belting out those notes, just imagining like the boyfriend like, you know, putting down the note that he's just read, eyes wide, looking up at the ceiling, like in the back of his chair.
Yeah.
Perfect song for that.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
I can envision the rom-com in my head already.
So I hope you enjoyed these songs. I hope every time you hear any of these songs, if you decide to pursue listening to them in the future, you think of these movie scenes, or even think of how you could change the scenes to more fit your kind of movie. Yeah. And again, if you think this would be a great song to cook to, listen to it while cooking.
Will do. All right. Thank you so much for being on here.
Thank you for having me. This was wonderful. Such a good vibe.
We really try here.
I don't know if any of it ended up actually being heard over the, you know, like live properly, but we've got it recorded here on Allison's phone, so thank you, Allison.
This is my phone.
Oh, it's your phone on Julianna's phone, so thank you, Julianna. Yeah.
Of course. Hey, it's the least I can do.
Thank you.
All right, well, with that, we'll go back to our regularly scheduled programming. Thank you so much for listening in to WBCR 90.3 FM Beloit.